Hello guys, welcome to Nita Crochets. My name is Anita. So today I'm going to be working a mesh floral bag, and it's my first attempt at it. I saw it over Facebook and I thought we need to try this out my way, and I have a written pattern for this on my Etsy shop, so you can just go there to purchase it if you don't have the time and energy to like follow up a video all through to the end of it. So first of all, I'm going to be working with Chunky. This is seal. It's 3-ply Chunky, 100 grams, and it's 100% acrylic. So you will need a pair of scissors, and I'm working with a 3.5mm hook. That's an E-hook. And lastly, you will need a darning needle to weave in your ends. So let's get started. So here is what we are going to do. We are going to get our yarn and make a knot, a magic circle. Get your yarn, make a magic circle, and here you will get your yarn over your hook and insert your hook, pull through and work a single crochet just like that. So we are not counting this as a stitch. Instead we chain one and now work 7 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 7. Okay, so we pull this. Once you have pulled it, now you'll work a single crochet into this very first stitch where we worked a chain. Okay, like that. So once you have this, still we are going to chain 1, and then work a single crochet into that very same stitch, work another single crochet in the very same stitch. So we are going to work 2 single crochets into the very same stitch like that, and continue working 2 single crochets into every stitch until you come to the end of your row, just like that. So in total we must have 16 of them. So just count it and make sure you have 16 stitches in total. 16. So I'll work a single crochet, a slip stitch into this stitch right here, just like that. So this is what we have. I don't know whether it is clear. See that? And I'm just going to cut this yarn off like that, because I'm trying to make some kind of flower. So once I attach this yarn, this is what I am going to do. So I am going to attach my other color of yarn because I want this flower to like sort of like pop. And now I'm going to chain 4. Into the second chain stitch from the hook, I'm going to work a single crochet and then work 2 double crochets into the next 2 chain stitches, just like that. Now I'm going to skip 1 stitch. I'm going to skip this and then work a single crochet into the next stitch, just like a slip stitch into the next stitch, just like that. See what we have? And now I'm going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the second chain stitch from the hook, I work a single crochet and then work 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches. Once I have that, I'm going to skip 1 stitch and then into the next I'll work a slip stitch, go ahead, work 4 chains, work a single crochet into the second chain stitch from the hook and then work 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches, skip 1 stitch and then work a slip stitch into the next stitch. See what we have? So our flower is starting to pop, and now we are going to go ahead again, work 4 into the second chain stitch. From the hook we work a single crochet and then 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches. Lastly, skip 1 stitch into the next, we work a slip stitch. So we are going to just do this all the way around. You must have a total of 8 petals because we had 16 stitches on the previous row, so you must have a total of 8 petals. If you don't have that, then you made a mistake somewhere and you have to check with your work. So let me meet you at the end of your row once you have all the 8 petals worked, and I'm going to meet you there and show you what to do next. So here we are, and I have 8 petals. Okay, so what I am going to do here is I am going to get into the first chain stitch, the very first petal, just like that, and work a slip stitch all the way up. My intention is to get all the way up to the tip of the petal. Just work your slip stitches until you get back up. Okay, here I am. See that? Now I am going to chain 4 in between every petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll work a single crochet on the top or peak of the next petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then work a single crochet on the top of the next petal, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, work a single crochet on the top of the petal. So let me just let you work this all the way around, and I'll get back to show you what to do next. So this is what we have. So now we are going to start working the body of our flower, the big flower, and I'll get back to my other yarn. So we are going to attach our yarn just like that and work 2 chains, yarn over into this very first chain gap. We are going to work 4 double crochets. This chain 2 is going to act as a stitch, so we work 4 double crochets into this gap. 4, okay, then chain 1 into the next gap, we work 5 double crochets. Those are 4, and then 5, chain 1, work 5 double crochets into the next gap. So just do this all the way around until you get back right here and work a slip stitch. So I'll let you work this until the end of your row and then work a slip stitch. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and it doesn't look like it makes sense, does it? But then we are going to continue working our next row, and this is what we are going to do. So we get into our hook like that and chain 3, this will act as a stitch, and then work 1 double crochet into that very same stitch. Now here we work 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. Okay, and then lastly into this very last stitch right there, we work 2 double crochets in the very same stitch, just like that. So we chain 1, get over to this stitch and work 2 double crochets into the very first stitch, just like that, and then work 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. That means 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet into every stitch for the next 3 stitches, and then into the 5th stitch right there, we work 2 double crochets all in the very same stitch. This is to give us more like an increase for our petal. So we chain 1, cross over to the next petal, into the very first stitch right there, we work 2 double crochets all in the very same stitch, and then work 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches, just like that. And into the last stitch right here, we work 2 double crochets all in the very same stitch, chain 1. So this is what we are going to do until we come to the end of our work. So just do this until you come to the end of your work and work a slip stitch. So let me meet you there. So this is what we have. And now we are going to chain 3. Okay. Into this very first stitch right here, we work another double crochet because the chain 3 is acting as a stitch. And then work 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches. Sorry, 4 double crochets into the next 4 stitches. No, 5 double crochets into the next 5 stitches. 1 2 3 4 5. And lastly, in the call it the 6th, we work 2 double crochets all in the very same stitch. But this time we are going to chain 2 and cross over to the next petal. So we work 2 double crochets into the very first stitch, and then 5 double crochets into the next 5 stitches. That's 2 3 4 5. Then into the very last stitch here, we work 2 double crochets all in the very same stitch, then chain 2, cross over to the next. So this is going to go on and on. Okay, work 2 double crochets into the very first stitch and continue with 5 double crochets into the next 5 stitches. And lastly, work 2 double crochets into the very last one, then chain 2. So this is going to go on and on. As you can see, our petals are broadening, yeah, the way we want them to like broaden. So this is going to go on and on until you get to the end of your row right here. That's where I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do next. So finished my row. This is how it looks like. And now here I'm going to start working my next row. So I chain 3 and okay, let me chain 2. I chain 2 and it's not going to act as a stitch this time. So this is my very first stitch. I work into that and work 1 double crochet into the next 8 stitches. So that means we are not working any increase this time. We are just going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch, and you must have a total of 9 double crochets. Okay, so here we chain 3 and cross over to the next, work 1 double crochet into every stitch for the next 9 stitches. So that's 3 4 5 6 7, and continue working 1 double crochet into the next 8 stitches until you come to the end, and then work 3 chains, cross over to the next petal, and you're just going to do that repeatedly until you come to the end of the row. That's where I'm going to meet you after you worked your slip stitch and then show you what to do next. So here we are. This is how your work has to look like. Now for the next row, it's going to be a little different, so please pay attention. You are going to chain 2, yarn over. This is our very first stitch, so we skip the first and into the second we work a double crochet. This is more like to make a decrease, okay, and then work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you have 5 of them. 5. So this leaves me 2 stitches, and I'll work 2 double crochets together to mark the end of the row, and here I am going to chain 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 7. Skip all this, get over into the next stitch, and then work 2 double crochets together in the first and second stitch of the next petal. Then work 5 double crochets into the next 5 stitches. 5. So into the last 2 stitches you work 2 double crochets together like that, then chain 7, 3 4 5 6 7. Get to the next petal, work 2 double crochets together into the first 2 stitches, and then work 5 double crochets into the next 5 stitches. And lastly, into the 2 stitches, the last 2 stitches, we work 2 double crochets together like that, then work 7 chains. So this is going to go on and on, okay, until you come to the end right here. So just repeat that until you get to the end of your work right here. That's where I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do. So this is what I have on my very last row, and now I am going to start my next row. So what we do for the next row is we chain 2 and work the next stitch with this other chain, okay, that's to mark our 2 double crochets together, and then into the next the other ones were 5, so into the next 3 stitches I am going to work 3 double crochets, and then into the next the last 2 stitches I'll work 2 double crochets together just like that. And now here I'm going to chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and work a single crochet into this chain gap, and then chain 5 again, 1 2 3 4 5, and then cross over here into this very first stitch. I work 2 double crochets together into the first and second stitch of the next petal, then work 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches, and lastly into the last 2 stitches I'll work 2 double crochets together, then chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and then work a single crochet into the middle of the 7 chains that we worked. Then work your 5 chains, work 2 double crochets together into the first 2 stitches of the next petal, then work 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. Lastly, to end that petal is you will work 2 double crochets together into the last 2 stitches. So just go on and on with this until you come to the end of your row, and that's where I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do next. I love how this is turning out. Oh my god, it's looking really cute. Okay, I don't know if you're feeling what I'm feeling or you're getting the vibes I'm getting, but I love how it's turning out. Oh my god. And imagine this was my very first attempt at it, so we are on track, okay? And now we are going to, oh my god, I love this bag already. We are going to chain 2, all right, and into this next stitch right here we shall work it all together. So that means the very last stitch we work is more like that would be the 3rd chain stitch, but then this time it's acting like the chain to the double crochet together thing. Okay, I hope you get that. I'm not really good at this English thing. So here we are going to work 1 double crochet into the next 1 stitch, and then the last 2 stitches here we work 2 double crochets together like that. Okay, and we are going to chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5, work a single crochet into this stitch right here, chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap again, and then chain 5, work 2 double crochets together into the first and second stitch right there, then work 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Into the last 2 stitches we work 2 double crochets together, chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap, chain 5, work 1 2 3 4 5, work 2 double crochets together into the next 2 stitches, or I think it has to be double crochet 2 together. Okay, yes, double crochet 2 together, and then work 1 double crochet into the next 1 stitch. Lastly, work 2 double crochets together, yeah, into the last 2 stitches right there. So you go ahead and chain 5, work a single crochet into the nearest chain space, still you chain 5, do the same for the next. So you are just going to go on with that very same pattern, as you can see. Yes, so just go ahead and work this pattern all the way around until you get to the end of it, and then work a slip stitch into this stitch right here. That's where I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do. Yeah, I've come to the end of my row, and this is how my project looks like. What I am going to do at this point is I am going to chain 2, and lastly I am going to start working 3 double crochets together. Let me see. Something like that. So from here I'll just attach my yarn, 1 2 3. I'm going to chain 5, so I'm going to try make sure that it's 5 chains worked. So those are 3 4 5. All right, so I'll work the 5 into the very first chain, I'll work the single crochet into the very first chain gap, continue with chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5, work the single crochet into the next chain gap, then continue working 5 chains and working a single crochet in the next chain gap. So once you are done, you'll chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and now work 3 double crochets together, just like this. Okay, that's to mark the end of our petal, just like that. And 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, you continue with chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap, chain 5, then work 3 double crochets together, just like that. So just go on and on with this, okay, until you come to the end of your row. And once you're at the end of your row, I am going to get back and then show you what to do next. So first of all, there is a difference with how we are going to end this row. Once you have worked your very last your second last chain 5, this is what you're going to do to work your last, is you're going to chain 2 and then yarn over twice, insert your hook into the very first stitch right there and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and lastly yarn over, pull through all. Okay, so this leaves us in the middle of this chain 5, which I wanted. Okay, see that? So here we are going to yarn over, and sorry, we are going to work one chain and then work a single crochet right there in this very same stitch. Now here we chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap. So this you are going to do until you come to the end of your row, which will be right here. And we are going to still once again, we are going to end this row differently, or end the last chain gap differently. So let me meet you there and then show you what to do. So to come to the end of our row, this is what we shall do. We chain 2 just like we did previously, yarn over twice, insert your hook into this single crochet, and then pull through yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all, just like that. So we are going to work just one more row and chain 1, work a single crochet into this very same stitch, and then work your 5 chains and work a single crochet in the next chain gap. Do the same, work 5 chains, work a single crochet in the next chain gap all the way around until you get back here, end your row, and that's where I'm going to meet you, then show you the twist and turn of this to become a bag. And so I've come to the end of my row, and this is how it looks like. So the twist and turn is here. We are going to cut our yarn. First of all, let me just mark. I want to mark, let me say, this corner. I'm just looking at the chain gap that is just looking straight into this tip of the petal. So I'll just mark that, and then also get here and mark that very same chain gap. I'll turn my work, mark this chain gap, and again we mark this one here. So I've marked 4 points, and these are the ones I want my base to be. Or no, I want the corners of my bag to be here, so that it comes straight like this, okay, and also straight like this. And then I'll use these other ones, these other 2, to like get the handles of my bag, okay. I think you guys are now getting to understand it. I'll just count the chain gaps in between each. We have from this marked 1 2 3 4 5, okay. 1 2 3 4 5, okay. 1 2 3 4 5. I hope you guys have understood. Now I'm going to get into this chain gap, so I'm just going to show you how to work one corner. You will do the same to this corner. I'm getting into this marked chain gap. This time I don't want to just work into the whole entire, but I just want to find my way into the 3rd chain stitch right there, and then here I'm going to chain 5, 2 3 4 5. Once I have my 5, I'm going to work a single crochet into the next chain gap. Again, chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap. Just try to work this together, or you can just get your darning needle and weave it in, okay. Chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap. Lastly, this is what you're going to do. You're not going to chain 5, instead you're going to chain 2. Once you see that you're getting to the very last chain gap, or the marked chain gap, then you yarn over twice, just like we have been working. Find your way into the 3rd chain stitch, okay. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and lastly yarn over, pull through all. Chain 5, turn your work, just like that. work a chain, sorry, work 1 single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap. Okay, this is the marked chain gap, so this is our last chain gap. So what we do here is we chain 1 2 and then yarn over twice, insert our hook into the third chain stitch. Okay, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, lastly yarn over, pull through all. Okay, now chain 5, turn your work, work 1 single crochet into the next chain gap, yarn over, work 2 chains, yarn over twice. As you can see, this is our last chain gap, so we yarn over and insert our hook into the third chain stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, lastly yarn over, pull through all. Okay, see the corner we are creating. Okay, now here, this being our very last chain gap, we shall just chain 2 and turn our work, yarn over twice, insert our hook into the third chain stitch, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all. So let me just show you how it looks like. So I'll take out this marked, or my stitch marker, my acting stitch marker, and I'm just going to cut this because it's beeping. Right there. So we have made a corner, and this is what you're going to do here and here. Follow the same step and work a corner right there, so we shall have some sort of like box. Okay, so guys, I have finished working my second corner, and this is how it looks like, guys. Oh my god, I'm super excited. My bag is really turning out nice at my first attempt at this. Really, this is really gorgeous. So guys, this is how your work has to look like. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys follow the steps we have worked from the very start until this part. Okay, and I want you guys to have 2 pieces of this, because this is more like our front piece, so we need a back piece. And when I get back, I am going to show you how to work it all out and finally have our bag complete. So I have my 2 pieces already made. As you can see, what I am going to do is I am going to turn them in out like that, because I want to join the 2. But first, I'm going to count 8 chain gaps from down here going up. Okay, let me just do it on this. So we count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now we mark the 9th chain gap right there. Okay, so yes, we have marked it on both sides, and we are going to turn our work in out like that, so that we work the seam from the inside, and make sure every part is like just exactly, you know, rightly placed on both pieces. So we are going to insert our hook into both pieces, into the very first chain gap we marked, and here we are going to chain 5. That's 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, insert our hook into the next chain gaps. Okay, and work a single crochet, chain 5, insert our hook into the, make sure you're inserting in the right chain gap on both pieces. Okay, and work a single crochet. Just do the same, 1 2 3 4 5. Work a single crochet, chain 5, work a single crochet, chain 5, work a single crochet right there, chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet in the middle of the next chain gaps, and lastly, as you can see, we are at the corner, so we chain 5, now into the corner on both sides we do what? We work a single crochet, just like that. So just continue with that until you get to this corner, and once at this corner you continue with that until you get to this marked chain gaps here, and that will mark the end of you joining your two pieces. Okay, so I'm just going to get back and show you what to do after that. Now as you can see, I have finished joining my whole piece. So I'm just going to take this out. Now I'm going to turn my bag in out, just like that. First of all, we count our stitches from the next one after the one where our seam started from. So we count from here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you end at the one closest to the one that started that ended the seam. Okay, so they are 11. Now that means we have a remainder of 1 if we divide them by 2. That means on both sides we have to have 5, 5, and then a remainder of 1 right here. So let's just count so that we can be accurate about that 11th chain gap. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means the middle is here. Let's mark the middle. So I'm going to insert my hook into the third chain stitch from the marked stitch on this side, and I'm going to chain 5, and turn my work. Into the next chain gap I'll work a single crochet, chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap, and I'm just going to go on and on until I get to the dip right here. So as you can see, this is the stitch in which we worked our seam. This and this, these are the chain gaps into which our seam was worked. So what we do is, once we are here, we skip and we literally just get onto the opposite side or the opposite piece into the next chain gap from the one that we last worked our seam right there, and work a single crochet. You see that? So then we start working our chain 5 again, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, and again you chain 5, work a single crochet in the next, chain 5, work a single crochet in the next, chain 5 again, a single crochet in the next. Now to work your very last chain gap, you'll chain 2, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the third stitch of the marked chain gap, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all, and then you're going to work 5 chains, then turn your work, go ahead and work a single crochet into the next chain gap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again you work a single crochet in the next. So once again you work 5 chains and a single crochet into the next chain gap. Now we are here where we last worked a decrease. This is more like just to give us this kind of curve. Let me just explain this before I go on. We need this kind of curve like this, or sort of like bend right here. Okay, before we can like just go all the way straight to have a straight handle. So once we are here, let me see. Okay, yeah, we are going to chain 5. We work into the very last chain gap, which is that one, and once we have worked a single crochet, we cross over to the opposite side into that next chain gap there, and we also work a single crochet on that side. Then we continue with chain 5, a single crochet into the next chain gap, 1 single crochet in the next. So this is our very last one, so we just chain 2, yarn over twice, and work a single insert our hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all. Okay, then we chain 5. Now this time we are not going to work this decrease anymore in the corner or in the dip right here. We are just going to do it 2 times, which we have already done. So here we are just going to be working a chain 5 and a single crochet in the next chain gap until we get to the second last chain gap on the other side. So once we are here, we just also chain 5 and work into this chain gap on this other side. So you chain 5, chain gap right there, you chain 2, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the 3rd chain stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all. And now let me just show you this for the very last time. Chain 5, turn your work, because I'm going to let you work the rest on your own. Chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap. This would be the dip, but now we are no longer working that decrease anymore, because if you continue working that decrease, it's going to like become triangular, so sharp, like the bend will be so sharp, and you know, it will lose quite the whole thing. So once you get to the very last chain gap, you'll chain 2, yarn over twice, and insert your hook into the 3rd chain stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all. So I'm just going to let you work this on your own until you have 2 chain gaps left, just like here, and that's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. So once you have 2 chain gaps left, just like here, you are going to chain 2, turn your work, work 3 double crochets into the very first chain gap, and then work 1 double crochet into the single crochet stitch. Then into the next chain gap, you work 2 double crochets, and lastly into the 3rd chain stitch of the 5 chains for this chain gap, you work a double crochet. So you chain 2 and turn your work. Into the very first stitch, you work 1 double crochet, continue working 1 double crochet into every stitch, and repeat that until you have the length of the strap that you want. Once you have your straps ready, you are going to turn them in out, and now we are going to start joining the 2. Okay, you insert your hook into both stitches on both pieces and work a single crochet, and do the same for all the next stitches until you come to the end of your row. Okay, and once here, you are going to flip it in out just like that, and now you are going to chain 1, work a single crochet in this very first double crochet post, and in there you work a single crochet again. Into the joint of the double crochet post, you work a single crochet. This is just more like to work on our edges, so we have fine edges all the way around. So literally we are just going to work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post. Okay, so once we get at these at these chain gaps, we are just going to work 2 single crochets into the chain gaps and 1 in the joint. Okay, that's 1, 2, and then 1 in the joint. Okay, so we go 1, 2, and 1 into the joint. Okay, so this is what we are going to do all the way around. When you get back to the double crochet posts, you work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post, and then get back up here, work a slip stitch. So you'll go around and work the same on this side of the edges, and there you have your bag complete.